Let's figure it out. Okay. Some of the restrictions on where you can locate a station, like in national forests, things like that, or close to airports, and a little bit about races and spurious emissions, which is basically any emissions that aren't necessary to send the information. So anything outside of the actual passband where the signal is called a spurious emission. So those need to be reduced. I think some of the new regulations, I believe it's minus 43 dB that the third harmonic has to be down. Can't remember if it's something like that. But, so which of the following constitutes a spurious emission? No. Okay. As you know, you just can't put an antenna anywhere, like if you have an HOA, which will come up a little bit, but also if you're very close to an airport. There's limitations on how high it could be. In the actual definition, it's a graded thing depending on the distance. If you're within a, I believe it's if you're within a mile, you can only have 200 feet, and then as you get farther away, you can go higher. But if you're that close and you're in the 200 feet, you have to get permission from the FAA and notify the FCC. So which of the following additional rules apply if you're installing an amateur station antenna at a site at or near a public use airport? It says public use. Does that mean you don't have to do it if it's a private airport? That's the speaker for private airport. That's very well, some lawyer wrote that, so he left it out. Must be a
also because some have a control tower. So then you know,
well, just a grass strip.
Yeah.
Okay, PRB1 was a, I guess, amendment or something to get around the fact some state and local governments were putting restrictions on amateur radio antennas. So PRB1 basically says that they must reasonably accommodate amateur operations. However, it didn't go as far as covering the homeowner associations. There's another bill, I haven't kept track where it is. They kept saying it was about to be passed, that's going to cover HOAs where you will be allowed to have an antenna. But as far as I know, it hadn't passed yet. So what type of regulations does PRB-1 apply? What does PRB-1 require of regulations affecting amateur radio? Oh. RACES. Basically, RACES is emergency operations in coordination with a civil defense authority under FEMA. So you have to be a licensed amateur, and you also have to, I guess, have a certification or whatever from a civil defense organization to be a member of RACES and operate. And there's all the verbiage about it. So Races operates on a shared basis with the amateur service. Which amateur stations may be operated under Races rules? What frequencies are authorized to an amateur station operating under Races rules? Alpha? Harmful interference, they get excited about. Maybe more than being outside the band. Huh? They must have lost David. You are not allowed to operate within 1 mile of an FCC monitoring facility, wherever they are. Last I heard, there's only like 3 in the country. Oh, really? Well, we're okay then.
More than a mile.
Yes, sir. Why that popped up? So, within what distance must an amateur station protect an FCC monitoring facility from harmful interference?
Bob, got a quick,
Yes.
my screen is only showing the directory with the PDF files and the names. It's a file manager view with, or file explorer view with just the PDF files. Are you in, I'm not sure what's going on, but all I can
Okay.
see is it says at the top there, it says desktop 2024 extra V2 2024 and then 7. So I guess I don't know what to say. Yeah, it's different from what I see on the screen behind you.
Okay. I think I know what the problem was. I need to, I guess, stop the share.
Thank you.
Oh, I lost my. Where did you go?
You hung up on the meeting.
Well, it says it's still in progress.
Yeah, I'm still looking at the same directory listing of your operating standard, you know, the FCC rule 70 E1E. It's just a listing of the files. Now, I do have a notes thing for annotate here. Oh, wait a minute, your internet connection is unstable. So now I guess that's all right for me. I'm really not sure what's going on. I am not seeing what you have on the TV screen, the LCD screen behind you. Oh, wait a minute. No, I'm not. How about if I log off and just try to log on again and we'll see what happens. There's me. I've got you now. I see your face. Let me see if I can get your, where's the views here?
Share this again.
Okay, I see you full face, but I don't see the slide. Now, I just clicked on Robert Lucas' screen, and I've got the list of files again. So there's different views here, and one of them for me is meeting, and that's a full-on picture of you with the LCD screen in the background. And if I click on Robert Lucas, okay, now I see the spot. I got it. Sorry to interrupt. Perfect.
David?
Yes.
Yeah. What do you see now?
See the E1B03 B03 slide.
Okay.
Thank
And
you.
the answer is
1 mile.
um, in some cases you need to get an environmental assessment. If you're trying to set up, I guess if you're doing possibly parks on the air and you're in a wilderness, you have to, I don't know if it applies to temporary or not, but you have to get an environmental assessment statement to operate in certain wilderness areas or wildlife. And this covers a question coming up because there was nothing else about it, about when you're transmitting in the 70 centimeter band. Obviously, you can't cause harmful interference because, and I didn't realize the 70 centimeter band is a shared frequency band. Did you know that? I didn't know that. What must the control operator of a repeater operating in the 70 centimeter band do if a radio location system experiences interference from that repeater? This normally expect interfere. Okay. There's a thing called the National Radio Quiet Zone. That's an area that surrounds the National Radio Astronomy Observatory. And the actual rules designate the boundary. It's a fairly large area. And because of the radio telescopes that are there to ensure that you're not interfering with them. Great, thanks. Light pollution, pretty good. It's just not balanced. So, yeah, so forth. Would assume that they're looking at some pretty weak signal. So, really, supposed to interfere with domestic broadcasts. So if you are, you're not supposed to operate during the 8 to 10:30 p.m. local time, and on Sundays from 10:30 until 1. Not sure how you would even know if you were putting out interfering with a broadcast signal when they're putting out 50,000 watts.
So surprising, it's just what,
Huh?
it's still back here.
What limitations may the FCC place on an amateur station if its signal causes interference to domestic broadcast reception? Assuming that the receivers involved are of good engineering design, I guess that means they're not made in China.
It's,
I'm going to get Dell. Which of the following is an acceptable bandwidth? And this is one that was kind of out of the blue. For digital voice or slow scan TV transmissions made on the HF amateur bands. Oh, great color. It had nothing to do with all the other.
let's see that where the thing split that one. So
Some Beck guy posed it.
so yeah, thanks. Slow scan. Yeah.
Great. Top. One voice.